I want to familiarize you with Schoology because we will be spending a lot of time in class using Schoology, and you need to be able to find how to get to Schoology yourself because a lot of the parent communication will be happening using Schoology. The updates and notices for us to communicate will be happening through Schoology, and you will be able to access your students' grades on Schoology, and you will be able to access more information as well through the Schoology site. And I want to show you a few places where you can come back and get information. So right now you're just looking at the classroom website. When you go look at it, it's not going to look like this because this is sort of a midsummer version of what it did not look like 2 years ago. This was where it was stuck 2 years ago. So if we go to Documents, I have embedded a video for you about Schoology for parents. So if you push play, it will show you what you can view on Schoology as a parent. And then if we go to the Schoology site itself, I will show you what we'll be doing with it in class. So I'm going to show you an example of some of the things we did last year so that you can see what kinds of things the students do in Schoology so that it's not a big mystery to you, because this is the kind of thing you don't see as a parent. You can always log in as your student and see what your kids are doing, but I don't want it to be a mystery to you. I want to kind of show you what is it that the kids are doing. This is the kind of thing that they'll be doing. So I'm going to pull up one of last year's units. Some of it is not going to be there because it is archived, meaning it's old. So I have to find it. Oh, I have to go to archived, and we will find it right here. And I'm going to show you just some of the things that is in the class. So up here's the title of the unit. It was on rhetoric. And as you can see here, there's different folders. I'll typically have an introduction. Remember, what you're looking at is what the students see. So I give them an introduction to what's happening, and they can pull that introduction up and they can see what the unit is all about. And then there'll typically be an introduction to the task, and there'll be some directions, and then there'll be more of what they're doing. This little symbol here means there's a discussion, and then here's some example. Here's information, so here's some learning. So in these different sections, there was some learning. So like here's an example where this was some reading they needed to do. And typically after the reading, we do some discussion. So there was some discussion that we did after this reading. And let's go find something else to show you. Here is an example of we had some videos that they needed to watch. And because these are old, the videos aren't here anymore. I don't know why that happened, but the videos are gone. But in here there was a video, and then here's an example of there was a text that they needed to read. They watched the video and then they read the text, and they did some comparing and contrasting. And then here's where they wrote an essay. And I had a section here if they finished early and had some extra time. And then in week 2, there was some directions. Here's some more learning. I think in this one there's a video that didn't disappear. So here's several learning sections. Here's a video that did not disappear. So you can see there was a video in here that they had to watch. That was a really neat video, by the way. And then when they had a, here, let me show what a discussion looks like. So when they have a discussion, I will give them something that they need to discuss. And then they answer and they reply to each other besides myself. And it looks something like this. And then I grade them on their discussion. And I'll let them know what it is that their discussion needs to sound like for a 3 and a 4. So here's an example of where I responded to the student. You can see my grades as well if you go into their site. And here is an example of a assignment. So here they needed to write something, and the rubric will be right here on the page. So down here on this column is what's required and what they needed to get a 4 or a 3 or a 2. And down here along this side you can see when the student has finished the assignment, I will be notified that they have turned in their assignment, whether or not it was on time or if it was late. And I can also put a quiz in here, and so they can take a quiz online, and the quiz will tell me how many times they took it. I will often give them more than one chance to take it. And so there's the instructions. They can also even comment if they want. They can tell me, they can comment like, on number 5, I think you did it wrong, or because there was one that I got the answers wrong and they let me know, and that was cool that they were able to do that. I always make mistakes anyway. So anyway, I can put quizzes in there for them. And so anyway, there's just an example. And if you look over here, the grade book will be in there so that you can see their grades. And there's an example of how the grades would look, potentially. Here is an update section where I will write updates. For example, don't forget to put your speech in the Dropbox if it isn't already there tonight, something like that. Something that's really interesting that you might want to be aware of is there's a section called Analytics, which I will show the students, that lets me know how much time they've been in the class. So for example, I know if they've only spent 5 minutes on Tuesday night when a paper was due, and they really should have spent 20 minutes or 50 minutes or however much time they should have been in there. It also lets me know how much time they've worked or how many times they've been in an assignment, and how much per day, how many times a discussion link has had posts on it. So there's a lot of information that I can find out as well. So I just wanted to give you an overview, and if you have any other questions, I'm more than happy to explain it to you or give you help finding out all the information you need. So that is it. Thank you.